Welcome to this week's episode of Listen to Your Coaches. I'm your coach, Mike Wilkins, here with Coach Will Morrill. And behind the camera, we got young Max Gerald, who is running something of a mic this week. We're doing some test runs with
See if it happens.
with some faulty equipment. All right, cool. So this week, we have a list of things that we're going to talk about that Max just took off camera or off screen. So now I didn't know, but they're back. So the show can resume. All right. Coach Will, are you ready?
Barely, yeah.
All right. Coach Will, the first thing I want to talk about is an unfortunate incident that occurred earlier today around 12:20 p.m. Could you let the listeners in on what occurred today?
Yeah, so I was hitting some squats in the basement, I'm trying to recover after neck surgery, get back to being strong and everything. And man, I was pushing my last set, put a little strain and pop in my back, hit the deck. I was stuck there for like 10 minutes, crawled over to my phone, called my wife. She helped me get upstairs. And then I had to sit in a bath until you guys showed up. And here we are.
So that's not chill.
It wasn't ideal, no.
All right. So that's what we're going to be dealing with today. So if you see Will and stuff like that, that's why.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, but hey, let's jump into some positive talk. So just got back yesterday. I took a trip to Grand Rapids, Michigan, visited Daniel Gracie, Grand Rapids, Team Kohai, and, had a great time out there.
It looked like it.
Yeah. So I'm going to kind of run you guys through the trip real quick. So first off, I took a crew with me. I had my main man, Vince, right? Brittany came along, all right? She was kind of like the glue that kept it all together. You know what I mean? Brought the vibes, kept the good times going.
Because Vince can be abrasive.
Vince, very abrasive. Vince, if I didn't bring Brittany, Vince would spend the entire time convincing me to buy a snowboard. But Brittany was there, so she would at least get in arguments with Vince, which would slow down his attempts to get me to buy a snowboard. So that worked out, right?
Yep.
We had Claire. She came out to do some work. She put on a seminar of her own. And then Erica came out as well to be Claire's homie, right, for the seminars. All right? We all got some good training in, too, as well. Even Brittany. Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Her and Vince hit a curl ladder, which there's some video of it. And it's pretty cool, but also pretty funny.
Fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. So trip starts off. Everybody meets up at my house, and everybody is almost on time, except for Brittany. She thought we were leaving a half hour later, so she was on time for the time she thought.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So we get on the road. I got the young mixter with me, right? We're going to drop him off at my mother-in-law's house. It's on the way. It's in Youngstown. We drop him off. Smooth sailing. Everything's looking good. We get about halfway through Ohio, maybe a little closer to Toledo. Dude, it's a whiteout.
Dude.
It's a whiteout. This trip is like a 6-hour drive. We
Right.
made it home in 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
And that's what's stopping and going to the bathroom, getting gas, getting food,
Right.
stuff like that. It took us 11 hours to get there, dude.
Unreal.
Dude, we got there after 1 a.m.
That's infuriating.
Yeah.
Because it's just the worst type of driving, too.
Yeah, it was the worst. And there were times we were going 25 miles an hour on a highway with a speed limit of 70, right? Unfortunately, tons of cars just laying off on the side of the road in ditches. Saw some pretty bad accidents. Yeah, it was some dicey treading, but we made it. We made it in time to get a few hours of sleep before the next day. Woke up, got some breakfast. Met Cody for some breakfast. Went to the gym. Everybody hit a lift, except for me. I hit a chill, and then we got to it.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good thing you didn't try to go up that morning.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would have been better though. Maybe the roads.
Roads have been clear. Who
But
knows?
still, no. I mean, it's even then, it's a 6-hour drive, and
You've been stressing.
we were starting at 10:30 too.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So I was helping with the MMA practice while Claire ran a women's only clinic. Strong turnout for that clinic. Cody's got a strong women's team there, which is good to see, especially earlier on, in comparison to how long we've been going in Pittsburgh. Cody's only been going in Michigan for a quarter of the time we've been going. And he's already got a really strong team, so it's pretty impressive. The MMA team was looking good, training hard. Their striking coach Will was running a great MMA practice. I hopped in and I just wanted to show. I was like, dude, I'm here. Like, just let me share something.
Right?
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So I showed them like my favorite setup for an open stance takedown entry. And just like some of the concepts on why I like that setup,
Right.
type of thing. But yeah, it was a great practice, and then ran right into my clinic. Had about 80 at it, which is a really big turnout. To be honest, dude, the two biggest seminars I've ever been to have been my seminars. At Cody's at Team Go High at Daniel Gracie Grand Rapids. They show out.
That's so sick,
dude. Do you know how good that makes me feel? Right?
I
Like,
can
I
imagine.
feel like, dude, when I do like a seminar there, dude, they make me feel like I'm like super famous. It's so sick. I love it, dude. Everybody there is so great. We got a lot of rolls in afterwards, so I got to train with a lot of the guys too, guys and girls. And like, dude, it was just like such a solid time. I love going there. I think I need to start doing 2 a year. Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah, that's what I want to do. 2 a year.
Well, remember the summer spot is for me, so
I mean, maybe I'll just come up with you and just
we can do a
like
joint
hang
one.
out. Yeah, maybe I just won't do one. Maybe I'll just come up and like you do yours, and I'll just chill and like
train.
train. That's what I did say. I said it'd be fun to go up and just like do like live it like a regular like 3 days.
The way you did when you were like in your early 20s.
Yeah.
You just show up and train.
Yeah, just show up, train for like 3 days, like maybe like teach some of the classes, just something like that. That'd be really cool. But I love going up there. Grand Rapids is cool too. Like we're there in the worst. It's got to be the worst time of year, right? It's like snowing, dude. Everywhere we went, we tried. So after the seminars, like I felt like bowling. I wanted to bowl, right? So Brittany's calling around all these places. They're like, nope, full book, nope, full book, nope, full book. Like we couldn't find anywhere to bowl. We go to like Dave and Buster's, and it is like fully packed, dude. It was like crazy. It was like, yeah, like they're just like dying for like.
Yeah,
to
no
do
one
stuff.
cares that it's snowy. They're just
No
like,
one
whatever.
cared. No one cared.
It's their life.
Dude, it was super busy out, but we had a really good time.
Dude, you know one of the best times I've ever had going bowling was
What?
with you and Britt
In Indiana?
Yeah.
For her one her fight against Soraya, yeah.
Dude, that was so much fun.
Yeah, dude, that was fun. I'm on a streak right now, dude. I've won every bowling that I've done. I'd say the last 3 times I've gone bowling.
That's
It was with me, you, and Britt.
Uh-huh.
And then I went with like Vince, Christian, and Andy. And then I went with the squad that we took to New York last January. And just set them up, mow them down.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a good time, I guess just to close off like my Grand Rapids talk, I just want to give a shout out to my friend Cody, right? Put together a great team. Dude, he's doing a great job. He's got 3 locations, right? And like I'm judging him based off his team, right? Not what I know of Cody, I've known him forever, but I'm judging him based off his team and his students. And dude, such a strong like group there, a deep group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's got it just shows like you can't have bad leadership and have that and accidentally stumble across like that
team.
strong of a community, right? You know what I mean? So Cody clearly doing a great job being a head coach. Yeah.
Right on, Cody.
All right, cool. All right, let's push. All right, so first event of the weekend. Now, I got to catch this while driving. Now, at this point, I was not driving.
Yeah.
Vince was driving at this point. But I got to watch the ONE Championships card. I only watched 2 of the fights on the card.
I was gonna say it'd be a little disingenuous of us to say we watched the card. I think both of us only watched 2 fights. I saw like a couple of the fights leading up, but like very peripherally. I just kind of had it on.
Well, I saw a couple of them leading up too. Just like I would check in and make sure it was like I would check in. I'd look at the names of the people fighting. I'd go on Instagram. I'd look at the card and be like, all right, 2 more.
Yep.
Like just like trying to get a judge of when Dante was coming on. But we're gonna start with the Dante Leon versus Tommy Langacker match. Again, I think we talked about this on the pod the last time Dante had a match and ONE Championships. I'm not sure if we did now. Like you were saying, you couldn't remember, but they're calling him Dante Leon.
Only the one announcer.
But here goes the thing: they did that last time, and I started like, I started being like, oh shit, have I been saying his name wrong for the past 12 years?
Yeah,
like,
you start
know
questioning
what I mean?
it. You're like, am I off here?
Yeah, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, dude, like, I'm like, man, I've watched hundred of his matches. You know, I've known him for a while, right? Like, I'm pretty sure it's Dante Leon, but now, or Dante Leon,
yeah.
now, but they're all like Dante Leon, and I'm like, dude, it hit me so weird.
What was infuriating was one of them was saying Dante Leon, and the other guy kept saying Dante Leon, and I was like, one of them was clearly wrong here.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I hope it's not us. And then, and he's just been letting everybody say it for basically ever.
I think, yeah, that would be hilarious.
Yeah. So the first thing that stood out to me about this match was, although they are in the same weight class, like they're in the same weight class for ADCC and stuff like that, I thought Tommy looked huge compared to Dante.
He did look bigger, but I think Dante looked stronger.
Yeah?
Yeah, especially standing. It looked like he was a lot more powerful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just was like, I was a little bit like shocked at the
size discrepancy there.
Yeah. And I was like, man, dude, I was like, Tommy looks like a whole weight class bigger than Dante. But like, you know, Dante's pound for pound, one of the strongest dudes in jiu-jitsu, constantly competes up in weight classes. He's a West Side barbell guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, he's as strong as it gets. And the match was actually like, I got to give Langacker more credit than I did for my preview. It was a really competitive match.
Dude, super competitive, super exciting, really fast paced. Like the fact that they kept that pace at that at their size for 10 minutes was very impressive.
In my opinion, I thought Dante was a clear winner. Dante did win the match. I thought he was a clear winner. He had 2 sweeps and finished attacking an arm lock, which I would say would be the nearest thing of the match to a catch.
Right.
Which is what they're like using as like their main judging criteria and stuff like that. But like, dude, Langacker was there the whole time.
Yeah.
And
he was attacking too.
Yeah, for sure.
I really enjoyed it. And like, you know, I like jiu-jitsu, but it's not like my, you know, top 5 favorite combat sport to watch. And I really enjoyed that match. We talked about this a little bit too. I'm really starting to love the one rule set where it's just like 1 10-minute chunk. The whole thing, you know, is like all condensed into one. There's no breaks in it.
All right, hear me out.
Big fan.
Hear me out. It would have been a cooler match if there were points.
Interesting. Explain why.
Because when Dante's wrestling up for the sweep, right, you know that's a definitive thing, right? You know, oh, that's going to be 2. Right? So you know, like, that's something that is going to change the match instead of being like, oh, I wonder if
how
the
they're
judges
that.
think that a sweep is worth it.
Right.
I wonder if the judges, like you know what I mean? Like, it's a definitive thing. So instead of like, what would you say probably was the most exciting portion of that match? I mean, my opinion, I would say that most people, if they watch the match, they would generally say it was the very end of the match when Dante was attacking the arm lock.
Yeah, I would say,
attempting to unlock, attempting to attack him.
I would say it's either that or, man, there were a lot of interesting scrambles in it, and also I like stand up.
There were some interesting scrambles and like stuff like that, but
takedowns and such.
I would say that was like the thing that like that if you really like, if I was like, hey, really watch this and like, please note what you think, not only you think, but what you also think, like the masses think, was the most like exciting part. And I would say that most people who are in the know of jiu-jitsu probably would think that last exchange, when like kind of like being in like, well, not necessarily a spiderweb position, but like near
close to it, like
close
sitting
to
in an S mount,
to like try to like separate the hands to attack the arm lock was probably it. And I would also say, number one, it's because that's nearing a submission, so that makes sense, and it should be right. But number 2, I would say because they also know that that's nearing a catch. Which, if he gets the catch, then it's like definitive.
Right, exactly.
Right?
And also time's running out, you know, so it's like, oh, is he going to get it? Is he not? You know? Like, it was very exciting.
So, like, the most excitement that you're going to pick off of that is when something is going to happen that is going to lead to somebody winning the match or win the match. A submission would be winning the match. A catch would be leading to them winning the match. What about sweeps? What about passes? You know what I mean? Like if you're like, oh man, if he gets a sweep, he's up 2.
Yeah.
Then that leads to him winning the match. And you could be like, oh, well now he's up 2-0. Well, guess what Tommy's going to do now? He knows he's got to make up 2 points. Right. So now he's going to start like pushing
the pace.
Not that they didn't push the pace, but like, you know, I'm just using it as like an example.
Yeah, for sure.
Like for a situation. So now Tommy's like got to dig crazy for a sweep, right? Like, you know what I mean?
No, that was very cool. I definitely liked that match a lot. And like I said, I like that one rule set. Now, he called out Ty Rotolo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cade's the champ, right?
Yeah, Cade's the champ, but Cade's doing
Or
more of
are they doing different weight classes in one?
they're different weight classes in one.
Okay.
But Dante and Ty are 1-1 with each other. Cade and Dante have not competed against each other to my knowledge. And Cade's like doing MMA.
And Ty's the 85 champ, right?
Yeah.
185. What was this match at? 185?
This match was a catch weight of 180.
Oh, okay. All right.
In which Dante weighed in at like 176.
So he's appropriately sized for either of them. I mean, they're basically the same size anyways.
Yeah, they're basically like Ty does 185 not because he's bigger. Just
right.
Like, it's like one of us is going to go this weight, one of us is going to go that weight. You know, just so they're separate.
Right, exactly.
But cool. I think that match makes sense. I think, excuse me. I think that like, you know, Cade's probably like looking to fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Where Ty still seems to be on the jiu-jitsu grind. So yeah, Dante versus Ty Rotolo, that's what I want to see. Yeah. All right, well, let's slide it to you. Talk to us about your boy, the chef.
All right, so next fight, our boy Luke, the Chef Lisi, took on a Canadian fella named Cody Jerome. Now, I didn't know too much about Cody coming into this. I mean, obviously he's good. That's why he's in this position. Polens had told me a little bit about how like he had fought on like one of the Warriors Cup like Road to One type of events and stuff. So, you know, obviously this dude's gonna be good. And man, this fight was it was incredible. Did you see the fight?
I watched the fight.
Okay, so first off, the walkout, like Luke it felt different. And I don't know if it's because I like know that, you know, he switched gyms and that like, you know, this is a big fight for him and everything, but like it just felt different when he was walking out. And again, through the screen, I was getting the vibe that he was super confident, right? Plus, you got Shane in your corner, you know what I mean? That dude knows a thing or two.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was very cool. I'm glad that they're like linked up. I think that's a good team. But anyways, yeah, so he gets in there, fight starts. Cody's putting some like serious pressure on him, right? And this is exactly what I didn't want. I didn't want him to get stuck, just like kind of like smushed against the ropes and, you know, just kind of like have a dirty fight pushed upon him. You know, I really wanted to see like the chef techniques, right? So they smush into a clinch. Luke starts landing some elbows, gets a little bit of space. I'm like, all right, cool. Same thing, closes up, more elbows. I'm like, man, I really don't want to see him just get stuck in elbow exchanges, you know, eating elbows back. Because do you remember in the, I think it was the Nottawat fight, where he just stood there for like 10 seconds straight, just boom, boom, crushing each other with elbows. I was like, none of that. I want to see him like out in the open, you know, working his stuff. He gets some space, gets out in the open, starts landing a little bit, backs up. Dude timed it perfectly.
Dude,
Cody's hands were just a little too high, and he pressured in at a rate that the chef just could feel it. Pulls up that lead leg, boom, popped him right in the liver. He goes down. Dude, I'll tell you what, Cody Jerome is a tough dude.
Absolutely.
That body shot would have, you know, I would have been down for quite some time. This kid stands back up, keeps fighting, like and you can see his face, like he's got like body shot feeling, and he's pushing through it. I was like, that's like almost physiologically impossible. I can't believe this guy's able to do this. Pushes through. The chef just keeps teeing off on him, landing more body shots. Eventually, boom, he goes down. Can't make the call. I think he dropped him twice and then stopped him. So that kid's super, super tough. But overall, fantastic. Nice short fight. I don't think he got hurt. That means potentially faster turnaround. Got that $50K bonus.
I saw that.
That's probably helpful if you know you're, you know, uprooting your life, moving around, changing teams and stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome post-fight, you know, speech. There's a reason everyone loves the chef. He's just likable. You know what I mean? Just super, super likable. And, you know, I don't know what's going on in his personal life, but he said he had a real rough 2024, which, you know, he had some fights go up and down and whatever. So to see 2025 start off on like a high note, it feels good. You know? It feels real good. So, man, I'm excited to see what he and Shane keep, you know, working on. And yeah, man, I would not be surprised if we see him in a title fight before the end of the year.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Do you think he needs one more win then title fight?
I think it depends how. Actually, Max, can you look up if they have Nottawa and Tawanchai scheduled?
I think so.
I thought it was, but then for some reason I'm thinking like maybe someone got hurt.
I think I saw a meme about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was a different fight that I saw a meme about.
I don't know, but either way, if that's scheduled for like mid part of the year, then what would be ideal is either on that same card or a card close to it. If Luke gets another fight, wins that, and then he gets the winner of whoever had that.
Yeah,
fight.
okay, so that all makes sense.
Especially if Joe wins, then it sets up the rematch. You know what I mean? So, but either way, man, I'm pushing for that Luke championship fight in 2025. That would be so sick.
Yeah, for sure. I could see that coming down the road, down the pipe there. I do think like I do think he probably needs to throw another one in before the title. Like I don't think he's like I don't think he's next.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think that's his next fight. I think there's another fight for him, and then the title fight.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
All right, cool.
Now I know that later on this card there were some MMA fights that you were really excited about.
I didn't watch anything else. I shut it off right after Chef's fight.
Max, you got a date for us?
Well, the Joe Nonawat and Tawanchai fight was like scheduled for November, but then it got canceled.
It was canceled. Okay.
His upcoming fight is against Superbon. It's Tawanchai and Superbon later this month.
For the title.
Yeah.
Interesting. Did Joe get hurt or something?
Oh yeah, that's in two. That's only in 2 weeks.
Okay, interesting. All right, that's sick. So then, if Luke can get a fast turnaround, then he could take potentially the winner of that fight, especially if they have like a long drawn out war and they need some time.
Yeah.
That gives him time to then catch up. Yeah, man, 2025, chef season.
Yeah, let's run it. All right, pushing forward. What we got? We got the UFC card this weekend. Did you guys catch those fights?
I did.
Would you watch the whole card?
I did not. I saw from I think the fight before who's that? What's that wrestler's name? Jacoby something.
Jacoby Smith.
Yeah. Let me see this card here. I saw. Yep, no, that was the first one I saw. I think. Yeah. So you saw none of them, correct?
I saw none.
What do you know results wise?
I know Jacoby Smith won, and I know Mackenzie Dern won.
Okay, so Jacoby Smith came.
Oh, and I know Kopylov won.
Yeah.
Right. And then he got a bad cut.
Who, Kopylov?
Someone had a really bad cut.
It wasn't that bad.
I saw somebody with like crazy stitches that went from like here to here.
Oh, maybe it was him then, but it didn't look that bad in the cage.
Okay.
But anyways, so Jacoby Smith, dude, he got like a, what was it? Yeah, minute and 13 knockout, which is nuts because this guy Preston Parsons he was fighting looked huge. Like he looked really, really big.
What weight were as a welterweight? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And dude, Jacoby Smith shot. Parsons shuts it down. You know what I mean? Like stuffed it. And I was like, holy shit. Like, man, sometimes I forget, it's MMA. It's not just wrestling. Because, I mean, I think you and I both have a tendency to be like, oh, this guy's a high-level wrestler. He's just going to crush everyone. You know what I mean? And obviously we know that's not necessarily going to be the case. So I'm like, oh, man, he might have bit off a little more than he can chew. Parsons maybe looked a little bit more, I don't want to say crisper, but he looked a little more refined, I guess, on the feet. Didn't matter, dude. Smith caught him with brutal. What was he? Orthodox, I think. Right hand. Oh, it was so nasty. Followed it up with a left hook. Or no, I guess the left hook was what was nasty.
Oh, this is a quick fight.
Yeah, dude. It was literally like a minute 13. But
check it out then.
Here's the thing. It was basic striking, but he committed to it fully. He didn't look like nervous. He wasn't like backing out at all. So man, Jacoby Smith. That's someone we want to look out for. He's got a very bright future.
Nice.
Yeah, not much else to say about that.
Yeah, dude, like I said, he's Oklahoma State guy. Was out training with DC for a while. Was down in Texas now at Fortis.
They got a great team.
Yeah, they took like a lot of the Oklahoma State guys. So a lot of the Oklahoma State guys coming out, they go up to AKA because DC was up there. So like there's kind of like three that like I kind of like I'm really following: Jacoby Smith, Kyle Crutchmer, and Nick Piccinini. And they all went to Fortis together.
Very cool. Max, can you scroll us down? Or up, I guess. All right. Honestly, dude, we can skip over some of these. This wasn't,
Hey, what's up with tell me about the Bashy fight.
All right, dude. So, after our pod, I was so excited to see Bashy fight. And I'm going to tell you this in the beginning. He lost, but... He is
won.
Someone to...
No, he lost. Okay.
Yeah, he is someone we should be keeping our eye on.
Dang, dude. Christian Rodriguez.
Dude.
What a dog. Someone's O must go, and his has gone a while back.
Yeah.
So he's taking yours.
Everyone else's.
Now.
Yeah, he's got it back at this point, dude. Yeah. He just, again, perfect example of just
Did he lose the first round? Did Christian Rodriguez get beat up in the first round?
That's a good question.
You can click right there, right next to full fight. Round 1.
I don't
Yep.
remember exactly.
Well, I mean, look at the total strikes for round 1.
Let me find the score.
Where's the takedowns though? Did he get the takedown in round 1? No, he didn't look bad in round 1 from what I remember. I don't know. Dude, it was a bunch of fights, and again, like I wasn't paying that close of attention to it.
Well, I like it when he loses round 1 and then.
Yeah, let's put it this way: it didn't look like he was going to walk away with it after round 1.
Okay.
But then he just kept moving, kept shutting down Bashy's takedown attempts, and just like, I hate when like journalists and stuff say this, but he used his experience. You know what I mean? He just has that grown man strength. He knows exactly what he needs to do. He stuck to the game plan, shut down the takedowns, and Bashy just looked like he was a little bit, he just doesn't have his man strength quite yet. And he's just newer, he doesn't know exactly how to use his striking when his takedowns are getting stuffed a little bit. But I mean, the kid's 23. He just lost for the first time. Like, we can expect to see big things out of him for sure. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, it was a fun fight though.
All right.
All 3 judges actually gave Bashi the second round.
That was it. I think he got.
Okay.
Click on round 2. I think that's when he got some takedowns. Let me see. Yeah, that was it. He got 2 takedowns
Okay.
in that round.
All right. Keep it going. Keep it pushing.
Moving on. All right.
Tell me about this fight. Chris Curtis versus Roman Khabibov.
All right, so Khabibov.
It was fight of the night, I see.
It was pretty sick. I enjoyed it.
Whoa. Is that
Which stat are you looking at?
third round TKO with a second left?
Brother. Hey, did you see the highlight of it?
No, I saw nothing.
Okay. All right, I'm about to blow your mind here. All right, so first round, dude. Chris Curtis comes out. Oh, man, I can't remember. Was it first or second? It doesn't really matter. One of them won the first. One of them won the second, right? But it was close. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been, honestly, 2-0 either direction, depending on who you ask, right? If I'm remembering this correctly. Doesn't really matter. It's close going into the third, right? And they're getting it, okay? Dude. And actually, here, I can give you, this is kind of the story. It's Chris Curtis's boxing and willingness to like walk forward against Kopylov's, like more European style bouncing, creating a little bit of space, and sometimes kicking. And when he's kicking, he's landing like well. The like knowing what we know about striking, the strikes weren't landing on Curtis like super flush, like his style. He's sitting in there, Philly shelling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's times where perhaps, like, visually it looked like he was losing worse than he was, and I think it was this fight actually where the coaches in the last minute or something were just screaming optics, which like makes sense if you know what the judges might be thinking. But anyways, dude, third round's close, they're getting after it. Kopylov's bloodied up. Dude, he cracks him a couple of times and hurt him, wobbled him, and then he hurt him really, really bad. And this is the end here, right? And again, like leading up to it, you're like, oh, who's got it? Dude, he walks away like it's going to be a walk-off KO.
Who?
Curtis, Kopylov.
Walks away.
Yeah, he lands the shot, walks off. Like he's about to go follow up. He sees him down. He's like, all right, I'm just going to keep going. Walks off. Curtis like goes down. He's never out. He like goes down. You can tell he's hurt, but he like starts sitting up. And Kopylov's walking away. So Curtis is in no danger, right? And he's like starting to stand up, and that's when the ref jumps in and calls it with a second left, right? And dude, Curtis was furious, and so was Nick. What's his name from in Vegas? Nixick.
Oh, yeah, Eric Nixick, right? Is it Eric?
I believe it's Eric. Yeah. What did I say, Nick?
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's Nick something. But anyways, dude, they went nuts, understandably. You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing: is I can see it kind of from both sides. Like, you're the ref.
Max just played me the highlight.
Yeah. So like, you can understand.
I think the ref should have been on.
I see it both ways. On the one hand, the ref isn't looking at the clock, and he just sees him go down. And
The ref shouldn't know the clock.
Exactly.
You know what I
He
mean?
sees him go down, and again, Chris Curtis had been hurt multiple times at this point, so he's looking out for the fighter. I'm all on board for that. With that said, he did hear the clackers go off 9 seconds previously, and he's not in any danger. Like, again, fighter-wise, I would like to see him be like, "Hey, man, at least you're gonna get this decision." You know what I mean?
See, that's what I did.
But I see it the other way too. You know what I mean? Like,
listen, here goes the thing. If you want to say that this shouldn't have been stopped, I can agree with you. If you want to say it shouldn't have been stopped because there was 1 second left,
right.
I disagree with you.
Right.
if you're like, yeah, this should have been stopped if there was 30 seconds left, then it should be stopped if there's 1 second left.
100%.
The ref shouldn't be making stoppages based on how much time is left.
100%. You're totally right on that. The only thing is it's obviously heartbreaking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now this guy's gonna have a stoppage loss on his record as opposed to a decision loss, which that's a bummer.
Which he might have got a decision win according to you.
Potentially, actually,
Because you said
pull up the scores.
Well,
I remember
what
being
I'm
really
saying is
close.
you were like, they were both really close. It was probably 1-1, but it could have been 2-0 either way, right?
I'm trying to remember now because you know how the tweets come up on the
What if
screen?
it was a fight that close? So, like, what if it was a fight where you're like, man, that was such a close competitive fight, like,
Yeah.
da-da-da. But what if Chris Curtis did edge out round 1 and then did
Right.
edge out round 2? So then you're like, oh, shouldn't have stopped that with 1 second left, and now Kopylov, who won by KO, would have lost by decision.
Right? Yeah. Like that.
It was 19-19 going into the third on all 3 judges.
Okay,
So
it was
he still
19-19.
probably would have lost. Which round?
Well, he would have
Curtis
lost
won
the
the
third.
first, right? Am I right on that?
No, Curtis got the second.
He got the second. Okay, I'm just flipped them in my head.
And then Kopylov, obviously, with that, would have won the third. But what I'm saying is like, what if you said that the rounds were close?
Yeah. So
Okay, even if they weren't, what if they were?
Yeah, right,
That's
right,
why
right,
you
right.
can't just be stopping or
Exactly.
not stopping a fight because there's a second left.
right. Now here's the thing. What you said earlier is 100% true. The ref should not be factoring in the clock at all. It's just like, is this dude hurt or is he not? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a bummer that it went down that way. You know what I mean? With that said, I really like Kopylov. I'm excited to see him, keep fighting better and better competition. Nothing against Chris Curtis. I like watching him fight too. But I really wanted Kopylov to win because I want to see some of the fresh matchups there, especially at middleweight, dude. There's some interesting striking matchups to happen there. So, yeah, overall, not super, upset about it. The right guy won the fight, but I understand why people are upset that it happened the way it happened.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that.
All right, and then just next, let's just go.
Dude,
oh my
this
God,
was nuts.
Santiago. Wait, we're going to talk about everything?
Bro, yeah. All these fights are worth talking about. Actually, I take it back. This was a worthwhile card, entertainment-wise.
All right.
Okay, Cesar Almeida was getting worked. That's all you need to know. He was getting beat up badly.
Let's not talk about any of these fights.
And then he ate a left hand. Or
Let's talk about the fights that are coming up instead.
Mike, we all know.
I didn't watch these.
I know, but there's people listening who did, and they want to know what we have to say about it.
If you were listening and you watched those fights, just keep your own opinion. Let's talk about what's coming up.
Yeah, real quick. Whatever.
No, go ahead.
That's the knockout, and he was losing badly up to that point. So really, that fight is just like a lesson in not overcommitting when you think you have the finish. You know what I mean? But
Is it more of a lesson than the Scott Smith Pete Sell? Not overcommitting?
I don't know, dude.
Does Max even know what that is?
It's the liver shot.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Max. Normally, I'd have your back and be like, "Oh, Max knows everything about MMA," but we just learned earlier that that's not the case.
That is not the case.
Max doesn't know what diverticulitis is, which
And
everyone.
if you watched MMA
Yeah.
in 2008 to 2008 to 11,
Yeah.
you know what diverticulitis
Yeah,
is.
exactly. But anyways, this was a fight that was just like speed against timing and Cesar Almeida being tough. To be perfectly honest, I don't think we're going to see him at the top of the division, but entertaining fight nonetheless. All right, scroll me up, Max. So, dude.
Santiago Ponzinibbio, man, we all sold him out.
Bro, we were right to think that, though. He was getting worked.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man. I was like, yeah, we were right. Dude, Carlston Harris, he wasn't that fast, but he has like that weird power. He throws, and I don't want this to come off like poorly, but he throws his punches kind of like this, right? Like elbow first. But they're stupid hard. Like, yeah, like he kept hurting Ponzinibbio, and I was like, oh, it's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. The ring ref's going to catch up to him. Nope, Ponzinibbio turned it on, and what did he? Was it a
Third.
decision?
No, TKO.
Third round TKO. That's right. Yeah, dude,
Can you not see
it was
that?
sick. Dude, I can.
You have the best eyes, and now I can see it.
No,
I'm
I can
always-
see it.
I'm always the one who's like, what's that say?
I'm all kinds of out of sorts because.
Oh, yeah.
dude, I'm struggling over here.
You're on the L right now.
But yeah, dude, Ponzinibbio just rolled back the clock. You know when you see like movies where like a shitty used car salesman like puts a thing into a car and rolls back the odometer?
Yeah.
Right, that's what he's doing. He's what, 38?
7.
37?
Yeah.
Dude, welterweight? Like that's Man, that's impressive. So, congrats to him. Then, main event, Amanda Ribas, Mackenzie Dern.
What?
Not
With 4 seconds left.
in the third. It was a 5-rounder though.
Oh, it was a 5-rounder. Oh,
yeah.
okay, that's right.
But still impressive. I didn't think she was going to get it because the time was almost out. Not a whole lot to say about this. I don't think either one of them looked phenomenal. And
Really?
You know that's the case because Mackenzie Dern just got a finish. And then, who was it, Bisping, was like, who do you want next? And she was like, I don't know, just like another fight. Like, like most people would be like, yo, let me get a title fight. Like, start talking their way into it. She's just like, whoever, man. Like, it's just, I got to catch another one. Like, So, if you're a Mackenzie Dern fan, right on. She got a submission. I think it was her first submission in like 4 years or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Her takedowns looked like they were timed a little bit better. She looked a little less sloppy than she has in the past. Overall, not my favorite fight I've ever watched. I don't think you're going to want to go back and watch it. But
I mean, I like Mackenzie Dern, though.
Oh, me too. I mean, I think it's just cool anytime you have someone who's that high level in jiu-jitsu or in any sport really, and you just see how it applies. It's just her MMA has been so like hit or miss for me. Sometimes it's so sloppy. Basically, when I see MMA where I'm like, I can do significantly better than that, it just bothers me. And when I see like, especially if it's jiu-jitsu, dude, there was a fight like, I forget what it was. It was like within the last 6 months. It was an undercard fight. It was these 2 women who had like 8 fights between them or something. And dude, I remember watching them in the jiu-jitsu exchanges and I was like, I'm better than that at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And I'm like, an okay blue belt, who hasn't rolled in years. Like that bothers me. So again, when Mackenzie Dern sometimes comes out and her striking looks like it's like day one boxing, it bothers me. But she looked improved, so is what
Right
it is.
on. What's Mackenzie Dern's record, Max?
That's a good question. I don't think it shows you on. Oh no, it does. Yeah.
No.
15-5.
She has 20 fights.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is awesome, dude. I think most of them are in the UFC too.
Yeah, I mean, she did some LFA and then the rest were UFC.
I want to say she had like 5 fights or something before the UFC. So like, she really grew.
She's like a
in the
15
UFC.
fight UFC vet. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
Yeah.
And there's more. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. She was 5-0 coming into the UFC. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
15 UFC fights for Mackenzie Dern. Jeez.
Yeah, that's wild, isn't it?
That is wild. All right, cool. So we're ready, though, for UFC 311.
Ready for the fun stuff.
Let's get to business.
Which we should start out by explaining. What if someone was like, "Oh man, I really wish I could just watch fights with Mike." You know what I mean? Like, I wish I knew what he was like watching fights.
Dude, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because if you would like to spend an evening watching fights with me, $1,500 will come over to your house.
Remember how you said the laughing might be an issue? Yeah, dude, that hurt.
All right, we're chilling. Yeah, no. So this weekend, you coaches and student Max are linking up with the Fight Life Unfiltered boys, Lucas and Justin. We're gonna head over to Justin's house. And we're gonna catch UFC 311 live on pay-per-view, and we'll be doing a fight companion. If you are unaware of what a fight companion is, we will be basically doing a live podcast with the fights playing in the background. So you can also watch the fights and listen along with us, kind of hear our thoughts and opinions on what's going on, and it just be kind of like you're in the room with us. So
now, should we bring some beers and make Max be the DD?
Yeah, this is gonna go on the internet, huh? Yes.
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Yes, we should. And the reason that we can count on Max is because I don't think Max is gonna have any beers, because Max is a law-abiding citizen.
Sure is.
And Max is not old enough to drink beers.
Dude, funny enough, when we were planning for the Christmas episode, and I was like, I'm on ice Mike, Marissa was like, oh yeah, blah, blah, maybe you should ice Max. I was like, no, kid's 20.
Yeah.
He's not getting iced.
Nope, he still has a little less than 2 months, though. Or no, a little more than 2 months. Yeah. What's today? The 5th? 13th. It's the 13th.
13th, yeah.
Yeah, 2 months and 1 week. Exactly.
With that said,
2 months, 7 days.
if there's one bit of advice, and I'm sure Mike will say the same thing that I can give you based off of my fight career, is that boozing and fighting.
Hey, are you gonna have a drink on your birthday?
I'll probably have something, just like for the sake.
Are you gonna go somewhere and buy it though, so that way like you could like be like, are you gonna go to like a bar and
We should
order
take
a
him to
beer?
a bar and we can make a video of it.
Yeah.
Max's first drink.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go to a bar or not. Like I'm not like a huge drinker. I'm sure.
What day's your birthday on?
I think it's a Thursday. I want to say it's a Thursday. Let me check.
Huh.
Someone told me it was a Thursday the other day.
Yeah, I want to know.
We should take him.
Yeah, it's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to a bar on your birthday? Not for like a long time, but just for like a
In
drink.
the name of content, sure, yeah.
Yeah, in the name of content.
In the name of content.
All right, cool. Will's gonna buy us beers, so it's gonna be safe. Because it's also my birthday on March 20th as well. Yeah, I
Okay.
share everybody's birthday.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
that's part of me being a coach. Is like we have like this agreement where I get a certain percentage of your money and we share your birthday. And your money also counts as birthday presents. Anything you get,
It's all coming
part of
my
it's
way.
mine. So I get the first 3 sips of all his beers. All right, cool.
First 3 sips.
Hey, if you want to come party with us for Max's birthday, let us know. We're selling tickets to the event for... Oh, sorry, Will. Never mind.
Do you remember last week? It was not on camera, but you said something that made me like legit spit out my water. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like that's like fake stuff usually, but like, dude, I legit.
I remember what it was. Yeah.
Probably something we can't say.
No, it was when I said, "Sup, fuckers?"
No, I didn't spit it out from that.
No, I know. I just wanted to do it again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. Dude, the
cool.
best part of that was I had no idea you were gonna do that. So I'm like ready to like start the pod. Dude, that's
Yeah.
something also, just so everyone at home knows. If you watch the pod start, most of the time I'm like trying to get it together because a lot of the times Mike will do something to make me laugh and then start the pod right after.
Yeah. That's like it's typically one of my I like make hard attempts to do that most days.
And it usually works. Anyways, let's get down to brass tacks here. UFC 311. You can watch it with us. What are we thinking? Let's start at the bottom.
You're gonna when you watch it with us. I mean, we'll post and stuff, but
no,
we're
not
gonna
really.
do
No,
it
Christmas.
under the Fight Life Unfiltered guys stuff.
Yeah, we'll post stuff so people know when. No, I got the
Yeah.
regular prelims. We don't care about this. That's too many.
Wait, go down. No, Grant Dawson's on here.
Oh yeah, that's our boy.
Yeah,
Man, what's he got to do to like get into the rankings or something? He's what?
he is
20?
ranked. He's 15th.
Oh, he is. Okay. Well, there
What's
you
he got to do? He's got to bounce a quarter off his wife's ass.
Oh yeah, dude, I forgot about that
That's
speech. That
his
was wild.
post-fight speech. He's like, "I got the best wife ever. She's so supportive. She's got an ass you can bounce a quarter off of." I was like, "Whoa,
Dude, that's do you remember, speaking of diverticulitis, do you remember Lesnar's
dude." Yeah. Speaking of diverticulitis, he's like, I'm gonna go home and drink a Coors Light because Bud Light's the sponsor in the middle of the ring. Do you know this speech, Max? Bud Light's the sponsor in the middle of the ring. He's like, because Bud Light ain't paying me. He's like, I'm gonna climb on top of my wife.
Dude, Brock was
Brock
a
Lesnar had
wild boy.
diverticulitis, Max. That's why
That's why we know about it.
Yeah.
But anyways, Grant Dawson 22-2, I believe, right?
something crazy.
Dude, yeah, he has a wild record.
Just for the record,
Yep, 22-2.
previously established that the UFC website's kind of unreliable.
Yeah.
On the actual rankings page, Grant isn't ranked. He got bumped out by Joel Alvarez.
But on this, they want to keep him ranked, so that way they
yeah.
can make it look like a ranked fight. Okay, yeah.
Realistically, they probably made this page before that happened.
Realistically, you're probably correct.
But you know what, dude? It's all conspiracy. The UFC is just trying to market nicely.
Yeah, dude. Grant Dawson's sick. Shoot. I mean, I don't even like. Oh no, Diego Ferreira. Yeah, I know him. Did he always have hair like that?
Not that I remember.
It's probably braided up when he fights, huh?
Probably.
Maybe that's
I'd
why
imagine.
I'm not remembering.
Or he could have just grown out. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw him fight.
Yeah, but when's the picture from too? Look how long his shorts are.
That's a good point.
They are Venom, though.
They are Venom, yeah. Do you think that's the new thing? We're gonna take it back to like
To long
2000s,
shorts?
2010s?
I hope not. Even then, I didn't do long shorts. I still did shorter shorts.
Yeah, I'm generally not a fan.
Well, my shorts weren't very short either. They were just like
Regular, yeah.
medium. Yeah.
It's weird because I kind of like them now as a throwback, but during the time, no, I've always been about short shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who's gonna be a real big fan of it? I'll give you a hint. It's one of your favorite Muay Thai fighters.
Oh, Josh Donahue.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. If you could throw some pockets in them and then like a drawstring with some swoosh to it.
We might have some news about him.
Oh, really? A fight news?
Let's just say you might be in his corner.
Should I say that it's like soon?
I don't know if it's signed yet.
But would it be, if it signs, would it be in the next couple weeks?
Yep.
I thought he was going to corner with me.
That was going to be the plan, but now it's looking like it's going to be you and Ty.
Oh, Ty. Okay. I
Yeah.
was like, dude, you running me solo dolo with the Muay Thai guys?
No.
I was like, that's crazy.
The you and Ty, that's a good like Muay Thai match, or
How many
corner
hands am I going to
matchup.
have to wrap?
Other people can wrap hands, dude, for sure.
No one knows how to wrap hands with me and you. Max don't know. Max, you know how to wrap hands? Nope.
Vince
Shook
is
his head no.
passable,
I know Joe Al can wrap hands.
Vince is passable. But yeah.
especially if there's little guys. Just get like the whatever. We'll
We're
sort
going
this
to have
out
to
later.
split kits.
We are.
Okay.
It's gonna
All right.
work out.
All right, let's get to this card. Let's get to business.
All right, let's get into like the real prelims because other than this fight,
Those were early. He's on an early prelim?
Uh-huh.
Disrespect.
That's
I
what I'm-
will be watching. I'm shouting out Grant Dawson. I'm going to watch your early prelim. That's disrespectful. You're on the early prelim.
Justin, we're coming over real early. All right. I am not super familiar with.
And then they got these Jags.
Well, okay.
Get me out of here.
To be
dude.
fair, I did see Dumas fight, and it was very exciting. So I can see why they are starting off the card with that.
I heard a report today that Dumas is out.
Oh,
Well, hopefully that bumps Grant Dawson up to at least the regular prelims.
if he's out, I think that is the right move. But also, like, it's
Imagine your last name being Dumas. Like, how many times do kids call you dumbass?
I was wondering where that was gonna go.
It's not
yeah.
just like standing in your face. I can't
No.
believe I had to explain that joke.
Yeah, no.
Bad joke.
I mean, I haven't been, in sixth grade in quite some time, so.
I still haven't laughed.
Yeah, dude, that would be sick if that fight is off to bump Grant up. But
Then
with
we
that
got your
said,
boy Jalton.
they also like to put someone who's like real high level as the last part of any part of a card. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of respect, I guess. There, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
whatever.
Jalton Almeida, he has I want to say 100% finish rate. Am I right on that? Max, does that jump out to you?
21 finishes.
I don't think so because he beat Derek Lewis, and I don't believe that was a finish.
Are you sure? I'm like 99% sure he has.
He has 20.
At the very least, it's a super high.
Now go
Oh,
back.
There you go.
It showed it too. Also, if you go back, his finish. So he has 21 wins and 20 finishes. So that's his only decision.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's the only guy to go the distance.
Right on. The greatest heavyweight
before
of all
that
time.
fight.
Dude, speaking of Derek Lewis being the greatest heavyweight of all time, someone just posted some stats on some MMA Instagram page, like showing his stats, like the amount of wins, amount of finishes, all that kind of stuff, like making the argument for him to actually be the greatest heavyweight. And I was like, dude, I might have to get on board with this because,
You can't be the greatest and not be a champ.
dude,
You know, that's actually like to be the greatest of all time. To be the greatest, like even if you're like greatest this weight class or whatever. The barrier to entry is championship.
Now listen. Normally I'd agree with you, but I got to ride for my boy Derek on this. He is at the very least my favorite heavyweight of all time, and I like a lot of heavyweights.
I would say that he's top 3, 4, 5. He's top 5 of my favorite of all time.
In my opinion, his mic skills make up for the lack of championship.
You can't do that. Max, back me up. Can you be in a greatest of all time discussion without a championship?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, like it's barrier to entry,
you know
right?
what's sad?
Like, you have to have won a championship, or else you weren't even the greatest of your division for when you were fighting.
I don't even think he's like top whatever. There's a lot of dudes who are way better, but he's my favorite.
Well, I mean, I said top 5 favorite.
Oh, okay, got you.
Top 5 of all time.
Dude. Okay, actually, real quick, let's just while we're on this little aside, your Mount Rushmore of favorite heavyweight MMA fighters.
All right.
Doesn't have to be UFC.
Favorite heavyweight MMA fighters. Okay, so this just gun to my head. Ripping off top.
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier.
That's a great choice.
Okay. Ripping. I mean, John Jones. Cain Velasquez. Dang, dude.
It's hard, isn't
Dawn
it?
Fry?
Oh,
Should I?
dude.
Dawn Fry.
Wow.
That's my Mount Rushmore right there. Dawn Fry. That's
Wow.
my mom. Or should I go Dan
I
Severn?
thought we were gonna have more overlap than we did.
I don't know.
Honestly,
Maybe I should
Dan
go
Fry,
Severn.
Don Fry, Dan Severn, they're basically like if you choose one of them, it's just like 4A and 4B. You know, they're kind of
I'm gonna go Dan Severn because the tournament wins.
fair enough.
Okay,
Fair
so
enough.
yeah, Dan Severn, DC, John Jones because he's the greatest of anything.
Yep.
DC because
Other than John Jones.
2-8 champ. If it wasn't for John Jones, did DC lose to anybody else besides Stipe and John Jones,
At heavyweight, I don't think so.
or just ever
Ever?
in MMA? Heavyweight, Pinochle in the gym.
I want to say that he lost another light heavyweight fight, but nothing's jumping out in my head.
To who? Who would he have lost to at light
He
heavyweight?
beat Rumble. Did he beat Gustafsson?
He didn't lose to him. I think that his only two losses are Stipe. The only two people.
Right.
Stipe. Well, what is DC's record? Because how many times did he fight Jones? Twice.
Yeah.
So he's only got one loss to Jones, and so he's got two losses.
Two losses to Jones. Oh, one's a no
Does he?
contest, right?
Does he have two, or is one a no contest?
Interesting. Yeah, what's his...
How the turntables have turned.
22-3. He's got 2 losses to Stipe, 1 loss to
Oh,
Jones,
2 to Stipe.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know he got knocked out that one time. Did he lose a decision or something?
He retired off of a decision loss. It was 2020.
Oh, that's right. And it was like pretty close, right? If I remember.
Bro, I don't remember that fight.
It
happening.
It wasn't like a beatdown, but it was like...
But oh, okay. Interesting.
Well, that's how Stipe got the title back.
Not how I remember it.
Yeah? Okay.
I remember it being real close. Just goes to show you, too many fights up here. Dude, I thought we were going to have way more overlap on our 4. I thought you were going to say Fedor for sure.
No.
Fedor's definitely in mine.
No, he fought in like a B league.
I wonder, because here's the thing. Pride at that time, with all the juice and everything, especially with the juice, but also like skill-wise, for the time, I think they kind of had like the best heavyweight division.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? Like think about at the same time who's fighting in the UFC. It's like
Same time?
Cabbage, Tim Sylvia.
So who was a champ? Like
Arlovsky.
Yeah, you know what? You're making... Yeah, it's
They had Big Nog, they had Crow Cop, they had Kerr, they had dude, actually they were
Mark Hunt.
yeah, like he fought some tough guys.
Yeah, you're right.
But anyways, yeah, dude, you got to go Fedor, got to go DC. If for nothing else, I just really like
here's
the
the
guy.
thing. Like, Fedor, he can't be on it.
Why not?
It's Mount Rushmore.
Why?
You have to be American.
I see where we were going with that. All right, it'll be this.
I listen to this podcast called The Athleter. It's a wrestling podcast,
Uh-huh.
and it's like an interview-based podcast.
Uh-huh.
And he finishes like, "What's your Mount Rushmore?" And as soon as one of them says a foreigner, he's like, "It's American, Mount Rushmore, American."
Dude, that's kind of hilarious. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go Fedor, DC, Derek Lewis, and dude, the last one's hard. I don't want to
Derek. Oh, this is your favorite. This
Yeah.
is favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, that's hard. That's
Well,
really
I got to
hard.
change mine.
Yeah, I was wondering why you put Jones in there.
I was putting the 4 best heavyweights
Ever.
or like not
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
My Mount. So the Mount Rushmore. When you, in my opinion, when you're creating a Mount Rushmore, it's not your like top 4 list. It's like people who did something, right? So that's why Dan Severn was on there because he like I feel like
paved
he
the
was
way.
like paved the way, right? John Jones because GOAT, right? DC because
prolific.
almost GOAT, incredibly prolific, and then who was my other one?
Who did you just say?
Cain Velasquez because I
oh.
felt like he was the first cardio heavyweight.
Dude, okay, I was just thinking about this the other night. Prime Cain Velasquez, I think probably best heavyweight of all time.
No, sir.
In that moment?
No, sir.
Oh, Jones.
John
Shit. Yeah, you're
Jones.
right. Okay, excluding John. Who couldn't Prime Cain beat?
Prime Cain? I think he'd have a problem with Aspinall.
I didn't think about that.
I think he'd have a problem with DC.
That's a good point too, because DC
I think
also had good
I
cardio.
think he was prime. Did Cain ever lose to Verdum, or did he only beat Verdum? No, he got guillotined by Verdum, right? But it was like that was like the Mexico City thing. Like Verdum went and trained at altitude, and Cain didn't.
Right. Interesting. Okay, you're making some good points here. Maybe I was just, being a little nostalgic in my head.
Dude, Cain was the first one, in my opinion, from like my like in my like memory, to like put like some like a serious wrestling pace with some good boxing and not being fat. At
Yeah.
heavyweight.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was that trifecta.
Uh-huh.
It was
Yeah.
it was good wrestling, so I'm pumped, right?
Good boxing.
Combining it with good boxing and not being fat.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this dude's sick.
Dude, I remember watching one of his fights. It was back on when I lived on Grove Street.
Yeah.
Or not Grove Street, on
Roop,
no.
Zhang,
No.
Summerlee.
Yes, Summerlee. And I watched.
And it was, what, 3 days ago or
Oh, bro.
2014?
Sometime between.
Right? Like,
sometime between.
Why do I have to remember your life for you?
Someone's got to remember it. But I remember I watched the fight with like a bunch of friends, and one of my friends had his like a girl he just started dating. They're now married, got a bunch of kids and stuff. But like I like.
Is it me?
It was not you. No. Once you hear this take, you'll know the deal. I just remember this girl was like, because Kane just smushed the dude up into the fence and just got busy with it, and this girl was just like, yeah, I feel like he's just not really doing much. And I was like, nah, you don't get it. And she's like, nah, he's just like, why doesn't he just like let go and punch him? And I was like, all right, here's the deal. And I went and got some boxing mitts, and I was like, I want you to hit these as hard as you can for 10 seconds. And then, and I was like, that's why.
Yeah.
But I remember like that just like rubbing me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Dude, all right, we've fallen far down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, dude. All right, so here goes what we're going to do. We're not going to talk about any fights that we're not super pumped about. And I'm pumped about that Peyton Talbot fight.
I thought you were about to skip over him.
Bro, he is the biggest favorite on the card. Gotta be, right? Dude, they're alleging him. See, this is why we got to get a camera. I need my phone right now.
You do. You need your betting odds.
You used FanDuel or DraftKings?
Bro, look at this.
They're
saying he's a minus 1,100. Ready? Make it small. Watch this. He's a minus 1,100. Pull out of like the fight. Pull so we can see the whole card.
Max, see on the right side those arrows above.
Yeah. Just like, like bring us back so we can see other fights. Oh, now he's a minus 1,350.
Dude, that's
wow, crazy. That changed. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to trust me when it comes to odds.
Dude, anything number related, best believe I trust you on that.
Max, did you just catch what just happened though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, with that said, do you think those odds are accurate?
I think anybody running like a minus 13 is in the UFC is insane. Max, does his opponent suck?
No, he doesn't suck.
Then
He
that's
doesn't
crazy.
suck, but I can guarantee you he is handpicked to make Talbot look good.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, there's no way he's not. I'm not familiar with him. Maybe I'm wrong, but like I'm pretty sure that like
How
they looked at
pumped are
him
you on
stylistically. I'm as high on him as everyone else is.
Okay.
Yeah,
What about
I
you,
think
Max?
he's
you
legit.
pumped on him?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have this poster in your room?
No.
Okay. Not yet. He said not yet.
How old is Talbot?
He's,
He's early 20s, right?
yeah, 23, 24, 26. Sorry.
Oh,
26. That's still young.
26. That's like a baby.
What impresses me about him is just like, and I haven't done like a deep dive on him. I've really only seen highlights and just like heard, the media things that make its way onto Instagram and everything. But the way he talks about things and how calm he is about it, and just like, I feel like he has the right mind for it. I'm not expressing myself well here. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. Yeah.
Some people
You
just kind of
go
have
for it
that.
kind of thing. Yeah. All right.
Like in the same way that Lucas has it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's certain people who are just like, oh, I just trust that guy knows how to win.
Right.
You know? And also, dude, his striking timing, tremendous. He's fast. I think he's pretty long for the weight class. Yeah, I'm fired up for that. I think he's going to win decisively.
Cool. Awesome. Let's see what we got next. Max, okay, so we just looked at all the prelims. Max, I want to know, what's your favorite prelim? Even the earlies.
It's probably going to be just Peyton Talbot's performance.
All right. So here goes what I want out of you, Max. Scroll down. I want you to keep going all the way to the bottom of the bottom. Whoa! Oh my God! Clayton Carpenter! Oh, whoa!
Wow. All
Yo,
right.
the first fight of the night's fire!
Dude, that's sick.
Dude, someone called Justin, tell him we're going over his house for lunch. What? Clayton Carpenter.
That's sick.
Dude.
And he's getting his chance to get ranked, dude.
Fight.
Good for him.
How do you pronounce that name? Tagir
Ulanbekov.
Ulanbekov. Carpenter's a dog.
Tagir is one of Khabib's guys.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, this
Clay
is
Carpenter's
very
taking
interesting.
an L.
Very interesting.
16-2 versus 8-0. Russia versus the United States.
Yeah, what'd you think about
Did
that?
Tagir miss weight in his last fight? Why is it 129.5?
Could have been catch too.
It's
I
odd.
just
Catch
don't
weights
imagine.
are weird. Catch weights don't happen often.
That's true, but I just don't imagine one of Khabib's guys missing weight. You know what I mean? By that much. That's a weight that is like, hey, I made weight for a catch weight. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, you're right. I'm pumped. Yeah.
Real quick, and we are running kind of low on time, but speaking of Khabib, what did you think about that plane video? Did you see it?
Oh my god, yeah, dude. Don't fly Frontier.
Dude, yeah, let's boycott Frontier because
Right.
for no reason they just kicked him off. They're like, oh, we don't think you're capable of doing the duties that...
Yeah, it's because they didn't think he spoke English well enough.
Dude, he speaks great English.
It's because he has an accent.
And he's
Speaks
so
perfect
calm,
English.
and you know he's going to be calm under pressure, and he's certainly physical.
Yeah, I mean, look how he was
physically able.
calm exiting that plane. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I won't fly Frontier even if it's the cheapest now.
Straight up.
Done.
Team
Done.
Khabib. All right, let's go back into the main card, get some thoughts out here, and then give
Max,
some predictions.
no. Stay prelims.
All right.
Tell me one thing, Max, that me and Will don't know that you want people to know.
About any of
Is this two under the gun? We'll go main card, then you can come back.
Let's do that. Let's go.
Okay, sorry.
You're good.
That was a
All
lot
right.
of pressure for me to put on a young child.
Dude, I'm really excited for this card. Like, I already was, but now that I'm really looking at it, I'm very excited.
Your boy?
What do you think about Kevin Holland? And well, are we going to go RDR? Or are we
RDR.
Are we going to try to roll some R's here? Rene Derrida.
My name is Rene Derrida. I used to fight in one. They gave me no fights, so I came to the UFC. Now they give me 2 fights. I make the money, I go home. Rene Derrida.
That was like a cross between a bad Russian, French, and like, I don't know what accent.
I dropped into my. Do you ever watch Despicable Me? Gru.
Oh, yeah.
I dropped into Gru there. Yeah, I caught myself. I was like, I started freaking out, and I became Gru.
Hey, for what it's worth,
I'm an evil genius.
I hit the wrong accents all the time. I'll be trying to do like a British one, do Australian, you know,
Dude,
vice
but no
versa.
Dern for Sonato Moicano?
Hold on, let's stick
This card is crazy.
Dude, it's so sick. It's
This is
so
the best
sick.
card ever.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's stick one at a
How
time.
about me not knowing who was fighting?
See, dude, I
It's
glanced
the
at
week
it.
of the fight.
I glanced at it, but I didn't like really
We
absorb
do this
it,
for
you
a
know?
living.
But hold on, what are your thoughts on this, dude?
Dude, my thoughts are this is going to be awesome. Dude, I don't know who to take between DeRitter and Kevin Holland.
It's hard because we haven't seen, you know, DeRitter against any like.
Who did DeRitter debut against?
Mearshart?
Mearshart, and he beat him.
Yeah, subbed him. I think
I'm
you
going to go
heard it first,
DeRitter. I'm going DeRitter over Holland. Money Moicano versus Benil.
We've already got a disagreement there. I'm following my heart. I'm going Holland.
Okay, I like that. Max,
I'm
gun to your head.
Holland.
All right, that's a chance for me to get ahead.
It
All right,
is.
Benil versus Hanach. Money Moicano.
Dude, this is another one where I'm like, I don't know who to take in it. So Benil Dariush, for the past like 5 years, I've been saying like he's way too slow to be at lightweight. He's getting old.
He is.
You know, but he just keeps winning. You know what I mean?
Click on Benil. Who's he fought in his last few?
He just got knocked out by
Oh wow, I don't like that.
He's had a rough,
Oh,
Sarukian. That's it.
look at his schedule. Look at his schedule.
Dude, he's only fighting beasts. Well, I mean, other than Ferguson.
Oh, he fought Diego Ferreira, who's fighting. That's who Grant Dawson's fighting. Keep
But
going
dude,
down.
to beat Gamrot is like,
Holtzman.
His fight with Gamrot is one of my all-time favorite fights.
I think that's the one where
For
Dude.
high-paced grappling.
I think that's the
Yeah.
one where I watched it and I was like, oh, he's too slow. He's gonna lose. And then they start
I'm
grappling.
gonna go Benil, but like I wouldn't put. I'm not betting on that fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Benil as well, just because I have been counting. Him
I just
out
feel
for
like
the
his
longest.
Moicano's so good though too.
Did you see Moicano's last fight?
Was that when he came back on Jalen Turner?
No. He
Benoit.
yeah, that was
Oh,
it. What's his last name? Saint Denis. Dude, so you know how like Benoit Saint Denis, he's like a relentless shooter. Dude, Moicano came out. I was like, I wonder how he's gonna defend the shots. By taking Denis down, he just used his game. It was insane. He put a crazy pace on him. I think he subbed him, right?
It was a TKO doctor stoppage. It was like
Oh, between
remember
rounds. That's right.
His face was just like
Yeah. Dude, he wrecked him.
All right, dude. Actually, I'm going Moicano.
Shit, now I am.
Yeah,
too.
I'm going Moicano.
Yeah, I just talked myself out of it. Yeah, I'm going Moicano as well. Dude, speaking of Moicano, I watched him give that speech at MSG, and that was the first time I'd ever seen him fight. And it was live, and he gives that speech. Dude, tremendous. Been a fan ever since. Go back to the card.
We got Jamal Hill and Yuri Prochazka.
I mean, I think we all know who we want to win.
Who do we want to win?
I don't think anyone in the world wants Hill to win, right?
Why?
Because he's been a huge bitch.
Though you want him to fight Alex?
No.
No?
See him get slept again in 10 seconds?
Yeah.
No, I want it to get real gummed up so that Alex goes up to heavyweight. I want Alex to dust off Ankalaev and then go up to heavyweight, get 1 or 2 fights, and then retire.
Is this a rematch?
No, they have not fought yet.
Here's the thing, dude. Jiri is sloppy and he could get caught. And Jamal Hill obviously has really good power. I shouldn't say really good power, but he's a big old 205er. But I mean, dude, I can't go against Jiri.
I'm going Jamal Hill.
That's smart, to be honest. You can get ahead of me on that. Because Jiri's been shown that his sloppiness, gets taken advantage of now.
Last 2 fights are easy picks.
Interesting.
I mean, I think I bet you we're unanimous.
Probably. So I think Umar's going to win.
Yeah.
I think you think so too.
Yeah.
I think he can shut down Merab's wrestling. I think he's the better striker. Is that
I agree.
kind of where your head's at?
Yeah, that's where my head's at.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really fun fight though, just because of Merab's pace.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, no, I think it should be fun. I think that in the O'Malley fight, it ended up being kind of boring because O'Malley didn't let go with his striking, and obviously Merab's striking was not great in that fight. But I don't think Umar is going to have the same issues O'Malley had. So hopefully that's going to be a good one.
And then I got Islam, and I am intrigued.
You're publicly taking Islam?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Sarukian. Couple reasons. One, we want him to win.
You want to be wrong.
Which we can talk about.
Yes,
Two,
we do want him to win.
I need to get ahead of you somehow in these bets. So, I'm going to take a chance there. And if you look at all the people at lightweight, I think that Arman has one of the best chances against Islam.
I do. That's why I'm excited. That's why I think it's a great fight. Max, who do you have?
I've got Umar and Islam.
Okay. So
because we are in a lot of agreement on the last 2, do you guys, especially the Umar and Merab fight, do you guys think that's a finish? Or do you
No.
think it goes a distance?
Distance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think, I'm going to bet it. You can make bets on it. That fight's going 5.
And it could be like a minus 600.
Yeah.
I'd still feel pretty good about that. Yeah. Watch, now that we said that so confidently, it gets finished in 10 seconds. But that'd be sick too.
Max, did you say who you had between Jamal Hill and Jiri?
I'm taking somewhat of a biased pick, but I'm going with Yuri. I like him.
All right. What about? Did you say your Hanato Benil pick?
Moicano. Yeah.
So all 3 of us went Moicano.
Yes.
What was the opener?
Yeah. Where do we differ at all?
So right now, you and Max don't. Oh, you and Max differ on Islam. Oh,
I took Holland. That's right.
Have Holland.
You both have Holland. So right now, you and Max only differ on Islam.
Yeah.
Me and you differ on
Islam,
Jury, and Kevin Holland. So that's the majority of the main card.
Oh, yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah.
Then me and Max only differ on the Kevin Holland and Jury fight.
Oh, nice. That means that by next pod, you and I should have some good shit talking one way or the other.
By next pod, one of us will. So we're tied right now, which we're not going to talk about. We're tied right now, but by next pod, due to us having 3 different, we can't split and go 1-1
exactly.
unless there's a draw. One person will be ahead.
Fun.
Whereas you and Max, also one person will be ahead. Mm-hmm. Me and Max, we could potentially be tied still.
Yeah.
Right? If Jamal wins and Kevin Holland wins, then me and Max are still tied.
We've got literally just a couple of minutes. Do we want to touch on anything else? Do we want to touch on some?
I want Max
fights?
to hit me with something that we should be on the lookout for.
Oh, good call. Let's end with that.
I'm gonna say two little things.
Yes.
Right. Looking at the prelims here, we were talking about Hani Barcelos.
Yes. That's who Peyton Talbot's fighting.
Yes. Yeah, Hani Barcelos. It is I think it's a good matchup for Peyton Talbot. But if you look at Hani's his losses, he's not losing to like scrubs.
Mhm.
Peyton Talbot, out of 9 wins, he's got 8 finishes. But Honey has only been knocked out once. It was by Umar. And his only losses are Kyler Phillips, who is MMA lab guy, I believe. He's real good.
Yeah.
Umar, obviously. Victor Henry and Timur Valiev, both of which are like just outside the rankings, but they're pretty good guys.
But they're not scrubs.
And then like a long time ago, he lost to a guy when he was like 6-0, right? But Honey's 18-5.
Oh, he's certainly not bad.
He's got like literally like more than double the experience of Talbot. It's a good fight for Talbot. Honey is getting older, but this is definitely like this is kind of the equivalent of, I'd say, a little bit above like a Neil Magny test. You know.
Yes.
Wow, you think harder than fighting Neil Magny? Is what you're saying.
I think that Hani has more tools to win than Neil does. If Neil Magny beats you, it's going to be in the 3rd round, wearing you down, getting you to the ground, right? I think Hani has the ability to beat guys on the ground, and if he kind of gets them in a submission, in a submittable spot.
Wow,
right?
This is going to be a fun fight.
That was pretty sick breakdown though too.
Yeah.
So there's that for Hani. The other thing that I was looking at is Grant Dawson, because he's so low on the prelims. And I'll put a little bit more respect on him.
Yes.
I don't think a lot of people realize how good his record actually is. He's only 22-2.
Yeah.
2 losses. One of them came like a long time ago on the regional scene.
Uh-huh.
And his style matches up, I think, surprisingly well with some of the higher level guys. Like, watch his fights when he just he's so good. He's one of the best. People talk about, like we talked about Aljo being a backpack, right?
Yeah.
And you don't really see a lot of that as you go up in the weight classes, but Grant's ability to get to the back and just continuously get there and hold guys there for 15 minutes at a time is pretty remarkable. And I think he's like training with Armin, so I don't know if he would fight that guy, but I do know that they had a common, we know MMA math doesn't really work all the time.
That's all we got.
But we had a common opponent between Armin and Demir, and Grant Dawson and Demir Ishmagulov, who's a very like high level Russian fighter, Kazakh fighter, and Grant was like the first guy to really like put a whooping on him. Just take
okay.
And that's the kind of thing where you have guys like that from that region, that Kazakh, that kind of Dagestani, that region over there. And then you see an American dude come and just take their back 15 minutes straight.
That's rare.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it really
that
is.
Takes a lot of skill. So I think that even though he's like really low on the prelims, Grant Dawson, his style matchup with some of these guys in the top 5 deserves a lot more credit.
I was going to say, there's a lot of
exciting.
cool fights there, even not outside of the top 5. I mean, Gamrot, that's a good fight. Oliveira would be incredible.
For who? Are we talking about?
For Grant Dawson.
He's got to get back in the rankings.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's got to work up. But
The
like,
issue with Grant is that he does train at ATT with a lot of other lightweights.
Yeah, but I don't think...
Trains there, Armin, Dustin, they're all ATT. Moicano.
I don't think he'd ever be on the same path to meet Dustin, Armin. If they fought for a championship, they'd still fight. But what I was
Right now,
gonna
they're
say is,
so far apart.
also, I think, yeah, exactly. I just like, it's not something they have to worry about right now, trajectory wise. But also, dude, I think ATT is so big, and like those guys use a lot of their own individual coaches that like
That they can fight each other.
It's not a big deal. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, hey, great input, Max.
Yeah.
That was really good. All right, cool. So, you want to wrap it up, or you want to talk about fights that have been announced? We can always push that.
Let's push it because you're running out of time.
Yep, run out of time. Got to go teach jujitsu.
I'm hurting pretty bad.
Yep. Oh, that's right. You know what? You're sitting decently well. I forgot that you were hurt. All right, guys. Another great episode to listen to your coaches. I feel like Max really shined on this one. Let's wish Coach Will a speedy recovery. And hopefully we catch you guys on this week's Fight Companion with the Listen to Your Coaches squad teaming up with Fight Life Unfiltered squad. And watch UFC 311 with us. And we'll see you next time.